Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got a post here from the Hedera Foundation. I think you're going to want to see this because this is interesting. Hive Online has migrated its 75,000 plus farmers from Stellar to Hedera to scale payments across the African continent. Citing the fixed fee structure of the network and the Hedera token service in brackets HTS, Hive Online is building a digitized barter economy. So we're going to get to the whole Stellar thing and Hedera in a moment, but I just want to go through the full article first. So here we go. In the rural hinterlands of Mozambique, Kenya and Ghana, a farmer can work a lifetime without ever existing in the eyes of a bank. They have no formal ID, credit score or digital footprint. They are economic ghosts because the global financial system sees them as high-risk borrowers, making them practically invisible to financing of any kind. Hive Online changes this. By digitizing the community reputation that already exists in the village saving groups, they turn trust into a credit history. They transform the invisible into the investable. For the farmers using Hive Online, the platform is a lifeline. It allows them to record crop forecasts and track deliveries, building a quote digital history unquote that proves they are reliable borrowers. Now, a female farmer in Mozambique isn't asking a bank for a favour. She's presenting a data-backed portfolio of her value and reputation. This data unlocks opportunities and support from partners like major commodity buyers, financial institutions, and global NGOs. The migration to Hedera was all about finding the best solutions to the economics of poverty for farmers in need. Understanding this, Hive Online needed a network where the cost of doing business was predictable. Hedera offers fixed fees pegged to the US dollar, with transactions costing a fraction of a penny, regardless of network traffic or token prices. This stability unlocked a feature Hive Online calls quote native pricing unquote. Because the fees are low and fixed, Hive Online can absorb them completely. The farmers never experience any fees, they simply transact. For a farmer earning less than $2 a day, fee stability is the difference between financial inclusion and exclusion. The migration also unlocked the full power of the Hedera token service in brackets HTS. In the long run, Hive Online is building an entire system to manage a complex digitized barter economy. Using HTS, they manage a diverse family of digital assets that function like a sophisticated financial operating system. You can read more in our latest blog. Okay. Very interesting here. Very interesting. So the first thing that obviously caught my eye about this is the fact that they left Stellar, which is XLM, for Hedera. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, when we talk about, for example, like Ethereum and even Solana to a degree, like Solana has problems with like outages and stuff like that. So scaling wise, it's, you know, got a few issues. And then with Ethereum, we know the deal with Ethereum. The gas fees are, you know, ridiculous. They can get high. They can fluctuate. Congestion can get involved. You might not be able to get your transfers through the door, that kind of thing. Can't really scale. All that kind of jazz, right? But with, you know, Stellar, I was under the impression that Stellar was one of like the better networks and stuff. And not to say that this means that now it's not one of the better networks, but I'm just a bit more surprised to hear about the fluctuating gas fees with Stellar, because I was under the impression that the fees were really so cheap that it wouldn't really make a difference anyway. Now, for transparency, I hold Hedera HBAR and I also hold Stellar XLM. So for me, I hold both. So I will say this. I'm not here to defend Stellar at all. Like, to me, I just look at it as this. May the best person win, may the best company win, whatever, the best token, whatever. I'm here to just see this is how it works. And this is why for me, like, I invested in a few tokens more than just one, because if I invest in the wrong one, I don't want that to be my whole opportunity just gone, right? So what I did was I've got 5 cryptos that I really believe in. And in those 5, I believe they will be successful. Now, some may be more successful than others, but I still think overall they're going to be successful enough to where I'm going to get good value out of those. The other 50.5, those are just, you know, cryptos that I'll probably just dump in the bull run if we do still have an all season rally, because those are the ones where it's just like, I just want to make a quick buck out of those. I'm not really, you know, following them that heavy, that kind of thing. And so, you know, Stellar for me was one of the better tokens I have. But again, like, I just look at this as, I'm very impressed with Hedera in this regard. You know, for them to come over to Hedera from Stellar, this is one of those things where, like, when it's Ethereum, like, I'm not as surprised, but I'm a bit more surprised with Stellar. But that's where I have to give Hedera more of its props, right? Because at the end of the day, if you've been so good of a network that you've been able to get, you know, an audience away from Stellar, which is, to me, it is a good chain. It's not a bad chain. But that shows how impressive Hedera is and how much better Hedera can be, right? So it just shows me, like, the potential. So I'm not here to be, you know, sour about that or anything like that. I think that's the way it goes. Like, it's funny because I also have some money in Casper, and Casper's another one where, you know, they left Casper, the network, to come over to Hedera. So I've seen this happen before. Yeah, look, I just think this is survival of the fittest. At the end of the day, may the best token / person / company win, right? That's just the way I see it. So for me, what I just think is, like, this should tell you again how impressive Hedera is. You know, like, that shows you that even when it comes to these better chains, because Stellar, you know, it walks over Ethereum all day. You know, like, even if it's not necessarily the best choice over Hedera, it walks over Ethereum all day. So when you've got a better chain like this, where it's a bit more of a competitive nature, I'm like, wow, you know, give Hedera its props then, because even with these better chains, they're leaving these better chains for Hedera. So that just shows you how much better Hedera is and how much more promising Hedera is. So I saw a bit of the interview in regards to this. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was with the HBAR bull. And just something she said, like, in regards to the migrating over. Obviously, she said the fees. She says, obviously, you know, the fees, even though they are low, they can fluctuate a lot, which, again, as I said, like, I thought the fees were so low that you wouldn't really notice even if they fluctuate, because you're literally talking like fractions of a penny and stuff. So I just didn't think it'd be that big a deal, but I could be wrong. Like, I haven't transacted on Stellar for a long time, so I can't say for sure. And yeah, if they feel like that's not feasible, then fair enough. You know, like, if you've got that exact thing with Hedera where you know exactly what you're going to pay and it's in US dollars, so there's never no kind of, it's going to be this token which can change in price, or this currency. It's like, you just know exactly what you're dealing with. Of course, that's the stability that a lot of people are going to want, you know, especially when we're talking about these farmers, as they say, can earn less than $2 a day. So yeah, that makes complete sense. So yeah, for me, like, the main thing about this is, yes, this is great what they're talking about, because this was another thing. At the moment, you've got 75,000 plus farmers that have been migrated over. The person who was being interviewed in regards to this, she was saying that, like, there's up to, like, I think she says 400 million or something like that, like something crazy like that, of, you know, farmers out there that they want to try and, you know, give them this opportunity. So, like, we're not talking small numbers here, guys. We're talking very big numbers, you know what I mean? So, like, this could get absolutely huge. And again, this is where, from the human aspect, giving these farmers just that chance to have that they wouldn't have otherwise had. Again, just enjoying what this crypto technology can bring. I think that's great. You know, giving them that chance to now banking the unbanked, as they say. Do you know what I mean? Like, giving them that opportunity. Yeah, of course, this is where I said about crypto changing lives and changing industries. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So I think this is a really good use case. Clearly for the farmers, it's going to be great for them. Literally life changing. And yeah, as I say, I'm just impressed to say that this is something where they've picked Hedera and actually left a big, you know, chain, a good chain, for what they believe is a better chain. So props to Hedera. And just another thing, when I was talking about the, you know, why they come over to Hedera, they was talking about, like, Hedera being able to scale better. And also just saying that, from just like a geeky side, she said, like, she just prefers the formula, the coding of Hedera, etc. Like, she says, I'm a bit of a maths geek, so I like all the maths behind the Hedera hashgraph. So again, I can't get into that because I'm not a maths geek. I'm not no, like, mathematician or anything, but, you know, these are just little things where people who are developers and stuff like that, things that they're seeing, like the little nuances that they're preferring about Hedera. So, you know, just more reasons to be bullish on Hedera from what I can see. And as I say, like, even though I do hold XLM as well, Stellar, at the end of the day, I just look at it as long as, you know, I've got enough to be successful, because I'm in HBAR as well. Like, I don't care. Like, if they, you know, obviously I'd like them both to be successful. That would be ideal because I can make money from both avenues. But you know, if Hedera takes out Stellar, for example, then that's just what it is. I've got HBAR anyway, so that's why I'll be glad I hedged my bets and had both. You know what I mean? Because I'm in one of them at least, you know. So yeah, this is just the way things go with this. You know, I do think you will have other cryptos leaving, you know, like projects leaving certain, you know, certain networks and coming over, stuff like that. That's just the way this stuff goes. That's technology figuring itself out, figuring out which ones are going to be more adopted, which are better, you know, more user friendly for whatever reason and stuff like that. And then having that, you know, that survival of the fittest, as I say, you know, may the best person, company, token win, whatever. So yeah, real great stuff to see here. And if I do get any further updates, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.